Get out of here. See if I can remember to do this. That. Do this. What's up, Jeremy? What? Thank you. What's up, crazy? Get one of those posted real quick. Get over with this thumbnail live here. Ready? Thumbnail. All right. Yeah, feeling a lot better. Still not perfect by any means. It was, but like, dude, last week was miserable. Ugh. It sucked so bad. I haven't felt that crappy in a long time. Thursday night, I got a migraine headache. What's up, Sark? Welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, Thursday I got a migraine headache and I literally sat in a dark room for like 24 hours, if not more. It was so miserable. Like I went to bed, tried to go to bed at like 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. Couldn't sleep because I had such bad chills and aches. So I was miserable all night with like 3 blankets on. So crappy. And then I started getting a headache that night, woke up, had to take the day off of work because I couldn't even look at a screen. I had to just sit in our dark room upstairs. But my head hurt so bad I couldn't sleep. Then the headache didn't break until Thursday. I guess it would have been Friday at like 2 in the morning. And then I finally got like 2 hours of sleep. And I woke up in the worst like cold sweat I've ever had. Literally like drenched. It was so weird. Not a fun week. And other than that, the COVID just sucked. So shitty. Literally so crappy. And then like not being able to stream because I felt so bad. I could barely just sit. Like I just sat in this chair trying to watch shows other than Thursday. Trying to stay entertained for endless amounts of time. It was rough. But I had to hold myself back because the building, I wanted to build so bad because I was so bored. So it was a struggle. So I got everything organized. Got the boring behind the scenes stuff done. I also made this weird thing. My water fountain. That was pretty cool. I think I made that during stream. All this was just like placing chests, and then I spent half the weekend organizing all these chests with every single item in the game. I highly recommend not getting it. Crazy. I had COVID before, and this went it very, very early on. We got it from Kayla, someone in my wife's family. It was worse, but it was not fun this week. We had just got over like a cold, which feels like just a poopy day. This was an entire poopy week, and I'm still getting over like the cough and stuff. What's up, Oozin? What's up, Jay? Welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, it was hard not building all week because I was so bored. But everything's organized now. which took forever. One chest per item. Every single item in the game that I can think of. Every single body part of every insect. This is all the resources. This is all the tier 1 and 2 bugs. This is all the tier 3 and boss bugs. So like every single thing. I still have a ton of chests. I was expecting to have every single item in the game. And I was like, it's going to go to the ceiling. It's going to be so many chests. This is it. This is every item that I could possibly think of. Yes, I did, Jeremy. I goofed. Like on this side, we have like all the food items. Every single one. Then over here, we have like all the upgrade stuff. Blobs, jewels, all of that stuff. Not that I'm really going to be using those here, but... And then I figured out I want to do like an armor wall. I hit right before stream started. I almost didn't notice you went live. So now I have to figure out what to do with all of this space. I have no clue what to do with the rest of this room now. Because I was expecting chests to go to the ceiling. So I might have to, Nice, Jeremy, let's go. I actually figured out that my mom watches him during the day. And she's been taking him to gymnastics. And there was a couple, another person, mom there. And my mom talks to everyone. It's crazy. She's way too good at talking. She talked forever. And she's like, oh, what's your kid's name? Or what's your husband's name when they were talking? And she's like, it's Mitch. And then she's like, oh, that's my son's name. And then like, what's your name? And her name was Kayla. And then her mom's name is the same name as my mom. So their whole family is just the same as mine, apparently. It's like, what the heck? What are the chances? I'll still be coughing quite a bit during this stream, I think. The talking doesn't make my throat feel better. But I really wanted to build. Couldn't wait anymore. I had like ideas all week, then I just want to do it. So yeah, so we're gonna do like an armor wall, or an armory showcase wall here. To use all of this space for every different armor. I have like my main little teleporters here. Those work pretty well. We're just gonna go to town. Got some work to do on the outside as well. I think I did a whole lot on the outside other than come up with an idea. I'll get out of here. That's not mom's name. That's what? Kayla is? Yeah, so I did this. Really what I did over the weekend was I figured out how to make this place symmetrical and useful. Still have some outside stuff. I messed with the spiky bits a bit. You vape enough, you no longer have to worry about what ails you. I mean, you're not wrong. I've been messing with this stuff. Oh man, I've been so ready to build all this all week. Such a building nerd, jeez. Every day I was like, I really want to stream, but I just feel so terrible. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Okay, your interior work lately, man. Bathhouse really showed that off. The bathhouse is like, I'm impressed with myself on that one. It turned out so good, and interiors are not necessarily my thing normally. I can make them like functional, but to make them look really good, not necessarily my strong point, I would say. I'm really happy with how the bathhouse all turned out. I think it really comes down to just like having a good reason. Like the bathhouse specifically was like, I want it to be an Oasis type bathhouse sort of thing. Like that, it had like a point to it, a purpose, I guess is the best word, which made the interior decisions a lot easier to do. Like, it was just so much easier to make these decisions when I was like, this is exactly what it was. Stream was 2 minutes behind? Oh no. It turned out really good though. I'm quite happy with it. It's totally useless. It does literally nothing functional, but man, I like it. Unless sitting in a hot tub is functional, which that is, right? You're limitless on an... Hey, go back through there. What the heck? Let me out! Let me out! There. You're limitless on an exterior. It's as far as imagination takes it, but with a little bit of creative wall hitting, it makes us figure out looks. Yeah. The show. It's all just messing with the system and figuring it out. At the end of the day. And the willingness to redo things. Probably what's made me a lot better at building since I made the pagoda. It's just the willingness to redo everything at any time. Yeah, I wanted to do that. We got the ADHD going for sure tonight, so be ready. I think what makes like a build really good is like figuring out the balance between, which is just architecture in general. It's figuring out the balance between like making the interior work while making the outside look cool. There's always the challenge of like going back and forth and making adjustments and being flexible. Playing on a friend's Minecraft round, but he cheats stuff in I don't like, but I've been bored, so I'm just building. And every once in a while, it's nice to cheat stuff in. It just loses the purpose for me in like a survival game. Plus, it's more impressive to collect things at the end of the day. It's just like, whoa, you played that all survival too? Like, you're crazy. Yeah, I think it resonates with people better as a viewer. And to that, trying to take on your advice of redoing and deleting work already put in, yeah. A lot of it's like just a willingness to change it at least. Maybe not delete. Just being flexible in your design and like the windows didn't work the way I wanted, so I had to find a different way to do it. And I'm like, I'm a fan of how this is gonna look, and I like the idea of adding in like weird little details. That go to triangular charcoal pieces that you get. Welcome in, Harley, by the way. That you get to touch each other. I am not able to do that on all walls. Some walls I can only do it at right angles. No, they only work. All the triangles only work at 90 degrees. They have no 45 like the rest of the items in the game. So like, you could put these walls, regular walls, all go on a 45 and 90. As so. All the quarter, vertical, and triangle blocks all do that. So like each one of these I can't place any other way than these 4 directions. The way I get away with it and make it look that way is that these are angled walls. So like I use triangles on the corners and stuff like this. And by using the blocks like this on an angle, like, and it's hard to tell what's on an angle and what's not. So like this is the grid, this is flat here. So this whole space is on a 90, is twisted 90 degrees. So that's how you can get these things to like stick out like this and look like it. It's just by building the other pieces on the 45 degree. Yeah, it's something, it's kind of a pain to work around, unfortunately. I know why they did it, but it is a pain. I definitely. That'll be fun. 100% of survival. I prefer survival as well. I think it's just more... It gives me a reason to keep playing. Whereas just playing doesn't necessarily, like... Just building doesn't necessarily, like, pique those same interests. I just get bored after a while. Whereas here, I'm always trying to survive. I'm always trying to, like, upgrade weapons and armor. Like, I still haven't upgraded every piece of armor in the game all the way. I probably have enough materials, too. But, like, that's a goal. I want every weapon, every armor, everything upgraded all the way. Once you get used to it, though, Harley, I think you'll figure out ways around it a little bit. This takes some, a little bit more creative thinking. Not sure. I kind of like switching it up. A lot more ash cement, though. I really wanted this thing to work, but unfortunately it no longer works. So I can never touch these again. Sadly. At least I got to use them in one build, though. That looks really cool. Never again, though. Newer and better things now. Build this out. Unfortunately, the game glitched out, would not give me my last 2 achievements, so I took your advice and went to a custom game to speed up resource. Yeah. I think it's worth it. I think of it like, I can always get achievements in a different world at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't have to be on the main world that you get the achievements. It's all the same. If you start a second world, or a second playthrough, and eventually I might start another playthrough. I don't know. Who knows? They're killing me with cheats and items. This is why I don't like cheats. But yeah, upping the resource spawns is so nice. Yeah, the window hack we can no longer do. They also ruined my ramp trick somehow. I think they messed with the textures at some point of everything. Like they slightly adjusted how things were modeled across the board or how they interact, and so like an antline broke this, and now I can't do it anymore. Which I was like, this was like my favorite ramp. It looks so much better, and it looks really good when you put it over burr floors. I'm disappointed. I have some legacy things in here you can no longer do. I'm sure there's other stuff that I've done that you can't do anymore anyways. Still got to figure out these entrances. That's going to be important. I don't like any of them so far. I've been messing with them, and it's just not turning out quite what I'm thinking. We got some work to do on those. This ash cement's going to go so fast. Spent all week collecting ash cement, too. Trying to figure out water building. Got a little bit of info down solid, but the theory isn't concrete yet. I have seen some people in certain areas you can build, but building on the wrong thing. Like, why does this look so different? Derp. I knew something was off. There we go. Castlevania inspired castle is looking really nice. At some point I may ask, give a tour. This will probably be months from now. Yeah, man, just let me know. Udorev's in the same sort of spot. He's in the middle of a build, so he's got a ways to go, but got some other stuff he's going to want to show off sometime here. Work/kids? Dude, that's literally my life right now. Trying to stream and find like time to do it and then work on YouTube videos and stuff. There's not enough hours in the day anymore. I really took for granted those times when I didn't have a kid. How much time I had. Wouldn't have been so lazy then if I knew. Going to run away and build a base somewhere else, but they just teleport to me. They won't just let you build in peace in a different area. Oh yeah, I did change. Can't remember if I did this on stream or not. It's been so long now. I had a entrance down here. I didn't like that this base wasn't as symmetrical as I was liking. It was just getting weird. So I decided to get rid of that entrance. Now the basement, since I built these bridges, the basement's down here. You can still get down out the normal way to the bathhouses. There's an entrance here to get you to this lower level. Oh, hey, all this. Piece of candy. So now I can get over to this castle church thing. I think this is going to be the Great Hall. And then I can also, up here, this is where my jerky racks all ended up. Grass, which is all still pretty much the same. I just slightly changed the entrance to it all. It's all filled up pretty much. A little bit of the weed stems, but now all that stuff's kind of tucked out of the way, and I didn't need a basement access or anything. Do it anyways. I can't just play when they are. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that. Kind of want to put it like right in the middle here, but I also don't like how close that is to the bed, but I'm not sure if I care. But I have to move all these lights and I don't feel like doing that. And I was thinking of maybe using these little guys on top of these poles at some point. Oh yeah, and we did this too. I'm gonna try to make like a pixel art thing. They didn't quite fit as well as I would have hoped. I couldn't figure out what else to put on this wall, but I've seen like 1 or 2 people do some pixel art. But I thought I think I was just gonna make like a T for timber. Darker color might work. There was just like a red or something. Had everything else. Why is there no red? I want red. Reddish. Looks more red than this actually makes it look. This is just the only idea I have for right now, so this is what we're going with. Not great, but not horrible. Maybe. We could make it cooler. I don't know. That's the idea, at least. Who knows? I'll line up just with the top. This. Spent the whole week watching. Anyone has Disney Plus? The Disney Imagineers. It was really fun. A really good show. If you like Disney. Now that I have a kid, I'm all about Disney. I was before, but Very interesting show about like the history of Disney and where everything comes. Kind of a documentary nerd for certain things. Guess it is a little closer. Need to move a little. Hello? Raise those up just a tad. Make it work. That worked out. I didn't know that they copied like that. Maybe we just need colors or something. That's... Maybe I can make a better pixel image of some kind, but we'll figure it out. Good enough for now. Gets the idea across. Uzin made one comment and disappeared. He fell into the couch forever. Mess with these. Since I don't really need any more chests, I was sort of messing with this idea of like capping them there, but then I gotta figure out what the heck the rest of doing with the rest of this. Got like an armory wall, which I think is really cool. I think that's gonna look really nice. I don't really know what else to do though. I have way too much room now. And I got the chests all made and stuff, and I had the vast majority of the chests were like termite parts were in one chest, and black ant parts, all of them were in one chest. Orbiting Mars, I had a feeling. No worries. I don't want you to get lost in Mars, you know. We're good, you know. I just gotta check on you every once in a while. You didn't like suffocate in the couch. Yeah, I literally like got this whole thing done, and I was like, ah, perfect. Like there weren't very many chests, but I was like, I don't have any of these separated properly. Like this is gonna take up tons of room. This is gonna be great. The whole idea was coming together, and then I like was like, wait a second, I can't even fill up the bottom section. So I'm kind of like in no man's land right now, trying to figure out what to do with the rest of this space. Gotta come up with a good idea for everything else. I think it's still gonna look cool either way, but I was like showcasing every item that can go in a chest essentially. The only thing that doesn't fit right now is tadpole jerky, which I'm annoyed about. Technically, I don't have 2 chests for each. Like, I could separate these out even more, in the sense that like there's fresh billy hog bites and billy hog bites, and fresh donut chunks and same apples and all that, but they fit so well right here. I was kind of like, it's kind of meant to be, and then all of the upgrade stuff fits perfectly right there. Like, who needs tadpole jerky? Not me. Let's be honest. So we might just say we forgot about tadpole jerky and move on with our lives. Found a village? Nice. A little too far back. Make sure they're all like right on this little X. What's up, Fancy? I'm surviving. It was a rough week, but we're back. There were a couple moments that were pretty hit or miss there. Felt like I was dying. Not fun. But we're back. Still have a little bit of a cough, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Leave the realm until they leave. Tell you what though, don't go and get COVID. It's not very fun. No. Had it once before, but a long time ago. Vaguely remembering that it was pretty miserable then too. Still not sure about this whole balcony level, but figure it out. Wall is massive. So much ash cement. It always comes to this every time. It's always just more ash cement. I had thought about making, I'm pretty sure this will be plenty of armor sets to go all the way to the top here. They probably count, but should be plenty, probably too many if anything. I thought about doing this middle section, but I thought it might break it up a little bit. Kind of like a little action hero things. My little collection of action heroes. Wanted to get these all built tonight so I could start just building the armor. I'm gonna be able to build everything at the pagoda with all the extra items I have there, so I think it's gonna be really easy to finish this stuff up. Get some cool lighting in there. The question is, do we want like... They have too many sprigs right now, so this will be good. I don't have enough chests to hold all the sprigs. Question is, do we want the torchlight color or like a white? No. Might have to be. White might look a little cooler. Slightly better accent, I guess. Ooh, pretty bright though. Be too much. Be a lot of light. Still have to be able to see the armor sets. I wish I could make this like ash cement or that, but unfortunately I didn't make these walls double thick. I'm kind of stuck with whatever material is currently showing on the outside to keep the patterning that I want. Coming together though. Yeah, I wanted to get this. My ADHD is so bad right now, dude. I'm crazy. Jumping between every project. This is what my brain has been doing all week. Just like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. Then I realized organizing this base was like half of the job. I was like, crap, I kind of took a lot of work that I could have done on stream, I guess. Not that everyone wants to sit and watch me type names on chests. It's kind of boring. Let me in. No. Could do. Oh. I mean, there we go. Did I build those? Yeah. Not as much light as I thought. I did like just on that side. Upper here. That a little less crazy bright. I don't hate. Now I gotta get in here though. As long as I don't move, teleport again. It's a little. It makes the armor stands look a little bit better. I like that. Really is the whole point of this. So it's too bright. You can't even see them. Ugh, no fun, man. I'm so done being sick. We literally, the whole family had a cold. And then just after we got over the cold, we all get COVID. I'm like, this is miserable. Worst part is, my wife and I have been waiting for this to go to a concert for months. And we had tickets for it. And we were going with a bunch of friends. Like, it was going to be so much fun. And naturally, we get COVID. And the concert was Friday. And it was like, we both felt so crappy. There was no way we were going to go stand at a concert in masks. Like, didn't even matter. I could have stood for 2 hours. It was so frustrating. Like, waiting for this, like, really good concert that's probably never coming to our town again. One of my wife's favorite, anyone knows Dan and Shay, my wife's favorite artists. We were super excited. Very bummed. Yeah, Dan and Shay, they're like country adjacent. And then like Jake Owen was opening for them, who's one of the original, like, I've always really liked his music. It's gonna be a really good concert. They do really good live music. It's a little more rock and stuff. It was gonna be fun. But I guess it was not meant to be, sadly. My wife's still bummed, and naturally, like, I mean, our friends still went without us, so like we're just stuck at home, knowing that they're having a grand old time. Pretty disappointing. The funny part is, we got COVID because my parents went to a concert at the same venue, and my dad got it just from being there. I'm like, so you get to go to your concert, but we don't get to go to ours? I see how it is. I see how it is. How rude. It's gonna be like our summer send-off, you know? It's already starting to get a bit colder here. Not as sunny, you're having more rain. Summer's feeling it's going away. I'm in the perfect way to end summer. That's life, I guess. There'll be many more concerts eventually. Next summer. Go to bed. Night, man. Have a good rest of your night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. It's important. actually like perfect. So, the red mites bite. Hey. Apparently I'm not punny enough for that. How'd I not think of that one? That's pretty sick. I like that. Can't really see the ones at the top, but whatever. I guess I could move them all to the front too. They're all kind of pushed way to the back. That might be smart. Vape is indica, has CBD and CBN. Oof. I'd be sleeping. I got a sativa right now. I need an indica though. I like sativa during the day, not the rest of the time though. Get a lot done. What does it look like to move this like all the way to the front? That's the way to go. Dang it. My job will drug test randomly, so I haven't been able to smoke in years. That's a bummer. I used to work at a place that was like that. It's really dumb. It makes no sense. That's like saying, I mean, like, that's what blew me away about the job that I worked at. Is that one of our employees, the warehouse manager, was a raging alcoholic. And he could drink every night, but heaven forbid that I took a hit. Like, and he came to work drunk. Like, no joke, he came to work 100% drunk before. And I'm like, so how is it okay that he's drunk? That he drinks himself to sleep every night, but I can't take a hit because, like, what? It's legal? Like, what do you mean? Made no sense. It's such a stupid, it's so much better for you. Not good for you by any means, but it's like, it just, the whole mentality around marijuana makes no sense to me. Closing all those. Planning on posing them? Probably not. But who knows? Hello? Gotta be this thing. Nixon. Dang conservatives. And their devil's lettuce. They'll just all have, they'll just have different armor sets on each one. The main purpose. Just an armor showcase, really. All the lights. Tends to be one of the things that many of my, like, functional bases have is, like, armor set museum. It's a really cool way, in my opinion, to, like, add detail, but also, like, I like having everything in the game in my builds whenever, if I can. That's like the main purpose of the pagoda, was to build one of every single thing in the game in that base, which it has one of every single item in the game now, except for the Ant Queen mount. It has the head mounts, just not the stuffed bugs. They're too big. For some reason, they decided to make some of the things full size, not the spiders, but they make the ant queens full size so they don't fit in my face. Makes me sad. Probably do some like cool, or I close this all off. If we did like colored light, show it all. Really? Color me? Maybe just lights. Cyan. I like this color. Not really show though. Just a light. Just do single light behind it. Good enough. It's all done before we close this sucker up. Dang, trickle down economics. The scam artist. Ain't nothing trickled to none of us. I feel like this is providing very much light, but what if? Right there. Trickle down the debt to us, 100%. Right. Go take a shower, so tired. Sounds good, fancy. Good seeing you. Those. Good. Built. Close her up. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna bash some. I didn't really think about how much. I never really do. Till I ever go, what am I wrong with? The floor in the temple, just like, why do I do this to myself? Always this way. Always has been, always will be, I guess. Punish myself with the builds. But if we didn't use a lot of ash cement, what else would I do in the game? Do resource runs all day. Trying to make sure I have enough stuff for stream whenever I stay all day. It's very just a little here and there every day, but time I get a little bit of free time, I end up trying to do a run to try to get more resource. Need supporting this. Go in your home. I can fill these gaps now. They may not be perfect. All of it. Like 400 this morning. Centerpiece. Oh, lagging. Oh. Did it though. Boom. Have to move first. Struggle with the teleporters is for some reason they like register a lot taller than they actually like visually are. So, like to place them the way I have them, you have to place them first and then build everything around them. Kind of weird. Naturally, I had built everything. I built one of them and then was like, that'll work. I went to go build all of them without placing them first, and then I had to undo everything. Woe is me, right? Had to play more grounded. Clearly shown that that's not an issue. Alright. I have lots of this stuff. We'll say 5 sprigs. Where are all these sprigs? I only see 4. Worm. Definitely not 5 pieces of clay, though. Build a whole foundation with this much clay. Don't they know that when you're building a clay armature that you should fill it with like foil and stuff? Save on the clay. Base is quickly coming together, though. I have a lot left, but at the same time, a lot of the difficult parts are done now. Really just having fun with the inside at this point. Not really any rhyme or reason to the rest of this. What kind of stupid shenanigans can we come up with now is really all we're worrying about. I need to move a couple chests around at some point still. Few things that don't quite reach where I'd like them to. So we're gonna have to, I knew there was gonna be some testing and stuff. This base sort of pushes the limits, how far things are. It's really, everything builds from the central area, so that part works really well. It's really just the ovens below that don't quite reach as far as I'd like. Hey. Other than that, as long as you're standing in this center area anywhere, you don't have to be on these or anything. you can reach all the chests so far. So I'm a fan of that. That worked out really well. I was a bit worried that I was taking up, but it's all good. Made it work. Titles. I was messing with my stream title before stream and didn't think it was the thing I use that suggests different metrics that might work better would change the stream title, but when I clicked on it, it actually did. Not quite my normal setup. I have a goofy. I thought clickbaiting the COVID thing might be a funny way to get some extra views. Funny enough, some of the stream titles that I spend a little bit more time on actually do a bit better. I'm always kind of thinking about them, but I guess maybe not even the ones that I spend more time on. They end up being a little more funny. They actually make, in the long run, the views do quite a bit better. Which, I mean, I understand for like a video, but I can never quite understand why some of the stream videos get as many views as they do. Pretty much the same exact concept every night. Me building and playing Grounded. All just depends on how many people are interacting. You've told us 100 times, but lighting makeup build, right? You can't say it enough, though. I think it's like, it's one of those things that's like, it's so easy to forget. It's such an easy thing to overlook, too. It's like, oh, it just looks so flat and boring, and then you're like, wait, you put those lights in, the difference between one side and the other is like that, it looks totally different. Just brings the whole thing to life. But you definitely can never do enough lighting. Especially in Grounded. I wouldn't necessarily say every building game's quite as much, but Grounded's lighting just brings it to life. It adds like the depth. That's why I love the materials and like the shapes and stuff of Grounded's building. It just like looks so much better than most games. All of them. Boom! So many armor. I think that's way more than I need. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not even sure how many armor pieces there are. Sets, I guess. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, 19, 4, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, maybe 32, I guess. So we definitely have enough. Actually, we don't get a larger render distance, though. Same boat as you, making a large pagoda build, but it's only appreciated up close. Yeah. I think the unfortunate part of that is we had it. Like, it was a thing. They reduced it. It used to render out way further. But now, yeah. Like, I used to be able to see the lights from, like, at the edge of the sandbox previously when I first started building this tower. Makes a big difference. I really wish that that was something that we could adjust, because, like, the fact that I can't even have my whole base, like, load in from one corner to the other is crazy. I get for saving it. I wish it was something that I could turn on, like, increase and decrease. Because for building purposes, I would be building with it, like, reducing back here. So it would lag less. Or wouldn't lag at all, really. But, like, the fact that I can't, like, take a screenshot from here because the base, like, the best parts of the build don't even load in. It's like, I can't even show the whole thing in one build. Or in one, shot. Still trying to figure out how to do, like, the thumbnail and stuff for when I do this video. Showing off the whole thing. And seeing this thing, like, the whole thing lit up would be great. We need to go get some more charcoal. Or we forget. I had stopped collecting just random bugs, but now I'm just kind of like, since I have all that chest for everything at this base, I like have to kill it. I'm just killing all sorts of crap right now. For a while, I was like avoiding specific bugs because I have so much of their stuff, and now I'm like, well, I might as well just fill all these. Mass murder. Bug genocide. Their fault. They're all trying to kill me, right? Not like I asked for this. Default settings set, but give us the option. Especially because all they've done is added more options. It felt like a really weird option. Dang it. A really weird option to get rid of. Like, to reduce and not bring back. It's like, there's always going to be, like, really high-end machines. There's always going to be people with high-end machines like mine where it's like, my build can handle it. I also deleted a ton. I'll save you. Deleted all the grass in this area because it was just getting ridiculous. I was running into some lag issues, unfortunately. Then I realized I had literally thousands and thousands of extra pieces. I mean, it was ridiculous. Lunch. Also, the more you kill everything, the more chance you have of everything spawning back as infused. So, oh yeah, I got this as well. Implant weakness sour, sour damage at best. It's really good. Man, I only have one upgrade left on it too, so it's fully upgraded. It's like the perfect implant weakness sour because almost nothing is weak. Almost nothing is strong to sour. Very few things are weak to sour. It's a really good combo because it makes everything. Sour is essentially the new mighty. The way they have it set up now, so it's like the perfect thing to have weakness on, implant weakness on. Just like a good general item against everything. It only took me like 3 or 4 hours of reloading to get it, because I spent like a week or two getting some of my other ones. Yeah, I'll show some more of the stuff I deleted. Well, it is so much. The biggest thing is the pagoda, which we can head over to. Wanted to collect some of it. Playing Sunhaven, lots of fun. I've never even heard of it. I thought I made it. Bonk. The pagoda no longer has a floating head. But yeah, it was just all of this. I actually saw a blueprint over here I want to delete. I think a lot of it was just like, just the ridiculous amount of blueprints I had. Like, there was a ton of them still not built, like, inside of this area. And this place was just getting destroyed anyway. So I was like, what is the point? Better Stardew? Interesting. I do like Stardew, so. Like my wife's favorite thing. We got a ton of grass. I also filled up my entire storage area with grass in this space, so that was good.
Looks like I'm being cooked. I can't take this heat.
That felt nice. I deleted all the miscellaneous, vast majority of the miscellaneous blueprints. I had so many blueprints and like random builds across the map. And then we did this. She gone. Now this is not how it's gonna end. Kind of looks like a weird little like nipple on top or something. Oh. I don't like how it looks. This is just, I just deleted it and then covered the top and got rid of the stairs and made this like synchronized across. Okay. Those don't need to be there. But I wanted to get rid of tons of zip lines. Yeah, and I literally, like, I destroyed everything on top pretty much and then brought the whole thing of pebbles down. It took me like a day to just clean up all the crap that like fell, and it clipped through a bunch of stuff. It was everywhere. It fell down in the water, so I had to clean all that up because that was making me lag. So it looks goofy right now. We got some work to do on the pagoda at some point, but that just means more content, right? This is what I always wanted the pagoda to look like. Like, I never wanted the stupid bounce tower, but there was no way around it. Like, I had to have a functional bounce tower. And now that I have all the teleporters, I'm like, I don't need them. And it had so many blocks. 1,000 easily. That one guy for never Acid Executioner axe build is quite impressive. Once you're in New Game Plus, past New Game Plus 4, it's garbage. The Acid, the Sour Battle Axe build was amazing. I loved the Battle Axes, but as soon as you can get infused clubs, they're just nowhere near as good. You don't do enough damage without infused weapons, sadly. I like the Battle Axes way better, though. So, it feels weird looking at it, because I'm so used to this tower that's just been massive up there, but once I figure out how to make this top look better, it'll be great. It's what I always wanted. And it got me back so many pieces. So that alone was worth it. I think the zip lines were making stuff lag a little too, since they go across the whole map, and I think I should I probably think I need any of these, honestly. Probably delete those as well. Why are you never in your home? But I have seen his video on the Acid Executioner. You have a blank canvas on your pagoda go. Yeah. Feels nice to have like a reason to build over here again. For a long time, I've needed to update the pagoda a bit more anyways. Like, I feel like the interior got to where I wanted it to, but I never really got the exterior Like, I have barely any of the, like, triangle blocks. I can only imagine what this base would look like if I had those triangle blocks from the beginning. Like, all the quarter, all the vertical, because I've hardly used any of them in the entire build. Yeah, I can't really justify having any zip lines anymore. They're really nice for traversing across specific spots, but I don't really need them for, like, the overall base anymore. I just run to a teleporter, which I still need to finish setting up, but I mean, now that I can do this, like, I can totally change the design at the top here. And we just keep filling up our web fiber. Almost got the full chest. Dang. I guess one thing I can do is maybe put some gaps in between, because I don't think I'm gonna need this many. It might be too many armor stands. Crazy though. Very excited how this is starting to work. Look, definitely coming together the way I wanted. Put the roof on. That sounds like a good use. Collected a ton of lint along with the ash cement. Finish this up and on New Game Plus 2, and I actually got the God Roll trinket he talked about for that build. What's the trinket? Can't remember it off the top of my head. I don't think I have any God Rolls. I have a lot of really good infused weapons, but I do not have, like, any good trinkets, sadly. Trinkets have not been very lucky for me. But, like, the majority of my weapons have damage type up best, and then either implant weakness of the same damage type up major. I have, like, a fresh damage up best Finale Fury one, which is really good. So it's essentially the battle axe, but with a Club of the Mother Demon. Finale Fury, Stamina Surge, Sour Weakness, Sour Damage up best. That's nice. Yeah, the only thing that sucks about the clubs is you don't have much stamina. But they do such an incredibly ridiculous amount of damage compared to everything else when you get good options on them. Sort of like makes up for lack of stamina. They'd be too crazy. I think about this a bit. Thumbs off. That's that. So this should go like that. That makes sense. I guess it has to. Didn't really leave myself any up. Just have to go one more out, which will look weird. Yeah. Man, I really liked the battle axes before they were made obsolete. I also wish that we could still use the newer versions of them as well. So like Pepper Axe and Pepper Flake and Frosted Flake and stuff. Those were so cool. Those were the biggest bummers when they nerfed those. Made the perfect skins, free skins that looked amazing, ruined them. Sad day. 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. Yeah, I guess this whole base is a little oblong. So. Five there. Huh. Doesn't look weird though. Seems fine. Yeah, it fits it well enough. The changes that they made, the game actually made sense, just like you were talking about. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think Microsoft just screwed the pooch on probably pulling people off. I'm assuming that they just were like, alright, well, we're done funding any of this. You can bring it on extra platforms so we can make money, and you guys are done. Unfortunately, the devs don't really have much say past that. Sadly. And on top of that, running out of memory space is also unfortunate. I commend them for sticking to their guns, not abandoning all the console users and stuff that they built the game on. But still sucks. We're out. We're out. I think a couple things of just like, they would have just slowed down on just a couple things. This update would have been perfect. Would have finished the game perfectly with just a few decisions made differently. Very minimal things too. I don't think they're like massive changes, but apparently not enough people working on it to really make any difference anymore. Like that. This oven is pretty much worthless on both sides. There's a couple of places, if you stand just perfectly, you can still reach all of these with everything, but not cool. Still hold out hope that we get one more final little balance patch. I think we'll get some other patch still. I think there's enough glitches currently in the game that they're still working on stuff. The part I don't know about is like how much are they really gonna touch. I have no clue. I was expecting a fair amount more with the last update, so my hopes are not super high that we're gonna get anything like too meaningful. But I have been proven wrong before. I'll never say never, that's for sure. Dang. Yeah, I like this little detail too. I'm not sure. Might go a little deeper, don't know. Good though. A lot of ash cement now. Not much I can do about it, but yeah, the last update was very interesting. I don't know. Who knows? Question is, how the heck do I rebuild this on the other side? Do I want these? The cost of the PlayStation 5 Pro, I'm just going to drop the hammer and build a PC gaming rig again. I enjoy this game too much. I want it 100%. It's so much better playing wise on PC. I don't hate these. So expensive though. I feel like the big one should cost 5 and the little one should cost like 2. Alright, it does look pretty good. You can't tell me that doesn't look cool. Why do I have to have these ideas? You know how many pillars I got? To have the little circle around the rock and the sand? Yes, I do. I've changed it a little bit. I was holding out hope for that. Not a lizard boss, but some sandcastle boss. I was pretty convinced that the Ant Queen would go down here. So, I still have the circle. I was trying to figure out what I could do with it. I was thinking of making Crazy another little shrine down here in the sewers. Or I might have to move his outhouse that's over behind this base. Because once we're done with this thing, I have some cleanup to do here and there, but we're pretty much have to start on the buildings, which is crazy. I want to finish some stuff in there. A little bit more cleanup here and there, a couple little projects, but for the most part, we're ready to start the housing, which is daunting. Like the most daunting build of this entire sandbox creation is the housing district concept that I've got going in my head. It's like the hardest thing for me because like little houses are not my strong suit, so it's gonna be an interesting like challenge to sort of like push myself to build little bases. Why did they give us stuffed ant queens? Just to get better drops when poison or infect them? I think it's just because why not? Is all I can really say. Like, they have the stuff bugs of everything else, so it makes sense to just continue that pattern. We complained long enough that they didn't have like all the spiders and stuff. And everyone was very happy when they finally added all of them. It was like the infected spider wasn't in for a really long time. Infected wolf spider. The only part I'm disappointed on that is they didn't give us an infected ant queen one. Which seems weird to me. But I'm assuming there's probably not much of a modeling team left out there to do that kind of work. Okay, so I can no longer get out through the roof. That's gonna be in. We got the game on PlayStation 5 release, and yes, I wanted an infected ant queen, right? PC's so good though. Just so much better than console. Like the vast majority of games having mod support and stuff too on PC, it just makes it so much better. Now, Grounded, unfortunately, doesn't have any mod support, but I wish. That would have been the be-all, end-all. I want this to shoot. They would have added any form of mod support. I know it's because they did everything on Xbox, but oh, it would have been so good. I'll have to mess with those a little bit. But also, I'm not totally sure why they, other than the fact, I'm assuming you get better drops by selecting them, but again, you can dupe everything, so there's not really a reason for it, so I couldn't really tell you the reasoning, other than just, why not? Or would easily skyrocket this game to Minecraft levels, yeah. I know that's why they did Playgrounds, so I understand why they didn't do mod support. Because Playgrounds is essentially mod support, but it allows Xbox and all that to play. in that mode. The issue I have with it is that I can't take my world into playgrounds. They said when I was talking to the devs, they had mentioned that there was a possibility that they were going to add mod support, or not mod support. They were going to add the ability to take survival worlds into playgrounds. And I was like, I would totally take this world at some point into a playground and just like go crazy with like vegetation and stuff. And like all the things that I would have put a dome on top of the cathedral build, the fish dome, the pond dome. Like I would have done some crazy things on it, and then turned it into a big fun playgrounds map people can download. But unfortunately, they never gave us that option. Hey, what's up, Knife? Welcome in, man. Doing good. I need to raise this one. I'm together though. Still a lot of randomness to figure out in here. I have a closed building though, guys. That feels pretty good. Alright, I gotta blow one of these walls out. Need to be able to get out of this thing quicker. And then if you added mod support, like only PC would really be able to do anything with it, so it's understand it. Not happy about it. Figure out the spikes on the front. Ridiculous, we can't put our survival saves on the playgrounds. That even for just sharing a world for people to download and explore. I mean, you can share your world. You just can't really break it. Wanted to see how my favorite streamer's doing. Thank you, man. I'm alive, so that's a win. It was a little touch and go there this week, it felt like. Miserable. Sitting at home, not feeling good enough to be able to stream, but have like nothing to do. Trying to stop my temptation to play Grounded constantly. It was a long, long week. But we're back. Feeling a little bit better each day. Yeah, I really wanted to take this world into a playground. Wasn't meant to be, though. Here. Same. Sticks out one more. Same, but different. I literally thought I had plenty of ash cement. Boy, am I always wrong. Not realize how much I was going to use on this project. It would make it a lot easier to like share the world and stuff. It'd give me more of it, like if I could make this world a playground, at least to share it, it would give me more of a reason to like want to. But there's not really a whole lot of incentive. I'm not going to share it with like 5 people. and then have everyone and their mom asking me every day, can I get a copy of your world? Can I get a copy of your world? I had people doing that in the beginning, and it's like, I can't give one person access and not everyone else. Not fair. Either have to give it to everyone or no one. Thing. There way for you to do it through your Discord? It's like a paid patron to download the file since you're on. Yeah, I believe. Essentially, like, yeah, it'd have to be like a. If I did anything, it would probably be. I think I could do it as like if you were a specific like channel member. Then I could add that ability for people. I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, you can definitely do full size. It's something I could probably do, like if you became a master builder or whatever. On YouTube or Twitch subs, whatever. I guess they're the same names. Just tier 1 and 2 and 3. Like, became a certain tier, then it would unlock the ability to get it on Discord. Is an option. Pretty good. Alright, we'll build these. I can get rid of 2. That efficiency. Ooh, churned. 1 block. I did not notice that. I mean, enough people really wanted to and were like willing to sub. I would definitely contemplate doing that as an option. Do all of these as much? The good news is I do have more ash cement. Just haven't charcoal out. But if I was gonna share it, it would have to be something like, yeah, like a certain sub level. Supporting the channel in some way, shape, or form, since I'd have to individually send it out to every single person. Since it's not like not a playground where I can just send the code out. Badly. Need more ash cement? No. I burnt through like 1,000 charcoal, so I'm farming. Watching you. The game at 10 times day speed. Yeah. I have the day speed turned up a little bit. I don't know if it's 10. I had it a little higher when I was testing, and I didn't like how quickly it became night. It was like, since I build so much, I was like, I need a little bit of daytime because I don't love playing at night. It gets so dark, and the fog that goes over everything makes it really hard to build. So it started bugging me, so I was finally like, okay, Happy medium. Cool.
Meals on wheels.
Sometime, at some point, I'm gonna have to go to New Game Plus 6, though. I still need an infused black ox beetle hammer with sizzle on it. It's like the last infused weapon I really want. I think I have every other one I'm really interested in. An axe with quickness, a loot luck blaster, sour damage best, implant weakness, salt damage best, plant weakness, finale fury fresh, and a spicy damage best major. I also have a broodmother club, but I just wanted something a little different, so I got an antlion sword with this. Yeah, I get too distracted, and then I'm like, oh, now it's 20. Like the middle of the night, and then I forget. So many stupid. I've gotten 100 lighting larva spikes at this point. Need a handy gnat hole. That's something I need to figure out. If like a little finicky, but might be able to make like a little handy gnat hole here. Sort of something you always need is a way to get out of the base. Like in this little circle, but maybe I could make it a bigger like thing, bigger design detail. Take out like this. Not supporting anything. There. Even take this. A little of that. That. A little of that and that. Take on the top, bottom though. That'd be fun. I don't hate that, honestly. It's like a little funky, but it's kind of worth the functionality of it. Being like, that's how you get in and out of the base. I kind of like that. They used to just fly through a little mushroom window for this base. So like such an early part of the design was that that's how you got in and out of the base when you a handy net. So I kind of like continuing the idea of having something. This is really convenient. Like the perfect little thing. Maybe if we did crow feathers. Good enough. Fills in that gap. I like. Not bad. Could even might look a little bit better. I don't know why something about that just looks better. Very small detail you can't even see, but I like it. It's the little things. This is gonna be my building hub to finish the rest of this whole thing. Gotta make it work, right? Cool window design. I will steal it, thank you. I like it. I'm a fan. I wish the crow roofs weren't angled. Look better though. Pine cone. A little more cohesive, we'll see. If you don't test it, you'll never know. It's so functional is what I love about it. My handy gnat hole. Yeah, I like the darker blend in a little bit better. I mean, you could hardly even tell it's there. I like this. I like it. Alright. I'm cool with that. I think it makes sense. The only thing that I would change is maybe putting it up one. But then it sort of messes with the whole design. I'd have to shift the whole thing up one. So. Like the exact height. Yeah, I think we just leave it. I can live with that. The next thumbnail is going to be so much better. Look how much better this looks with the design actually done. I can't see any. Get this ash cement too. We need every piece we can get. This is really coming together though. Like, from what my original plan was, it's so crazy. Go here just in breakpoint. No worries. No worries. It's just a chill build night. I do feel like I need to line this up with this eye thing. Just makes sense. It's like better placed, but with how this all worked out. Be better. Alright. That's so much done. It doesn't even feel like the same base at this point where it was earlier. Oh, close this too. You need janky holes in my base. Go fix that second layer at some point. It's done. Good. So I still need to fix these entrances. I don't love. They just need realistic. Keep that design. Don't overdo it. Like there's almost too much ash cement, so if I dial it back a little bit, I think it'll help. Originally when I didn't have enough, I kind of wanted to like emphasize the entrances more, but I feel like that's accomplished with the staircase. So simplifying it a little bit. Doorway turned out really, it's like an arched doorway, like a weird angle. I love how each one of these is like really turned into like its own, like they all towers have the same sort of spike idea, but each one sort of turned out different in its own way. Like these two are the only two, these towers and those, but it's like since these are only 4, it actually looks very different. And the wizard tower has its own vibe to it, and this has its own vibe, even though it's like maybe a squattier tower, it still looks sick. And it's turning out really good. So we're gonna have to get like a thumbnail from like here or something. Like these lower ones looking up. Oh, it's so good. Not sure if I'm gonna keep this pattern or the combo, but it's coming together. The hole. Gotta have a gnat hole, you know? Gotta have a gnat hole. Do like the simplified door, honestly. spikes, doesn't it? Yeah. Like just enough detail. It looks good, but it's not overkill. Lights in. There we go. Perfect. It's just enough detail. Question is, like, I feel like some of this needs lighting, but I'm not really sure how. Like, the easiest idea is, like, we just do, like, a line of lights here through the middle streak. Little vertical things. Same with this one, like, one down the middle, or maybe the two side pieces would be cool. Other than needing a lot more ash cement, we're pretty close. Didn't think this was showing on the end. It is. Definitely need, I guess it'll just have the same sort of pattern that the front has. That works now. Dude. Sick. We may have to, like, my hand. Maybe these need to go one higher each. The way to go. A little bit taller. Maybe some crazy, like, perspectives of it. As we get into, like, filming. I'm hoping once this is done, I get this cleaned up, I finish off some of this, and just finish the foundations. I might do a base tour video just showing off each piece of this, where it is, and then talk about where it's heading, just because I haven't really made any content. And I've live streamed all of this, but I haven't made like a video on this base yet, since I was working on some of the other stuff, just the stuff in here. I haven't done any like actual YouTube videos on this, and there's so much now. Kind of crazy. Crazy how far we've come. Thank you, thank you. Glad everyone's liking it. I'm having a lot of fun with it still. I like every build I do. I was kind of stuck on the whole thing, and then once this came together, it just like started spiraling. It's just gonna come together faster and faster. The motivation seeing it like nearing. Now, I say nearing completion in the sense that it's gonna take me forever to build these houses. There's so many little houses, and like I have a list going of all the different housing types that I want to like make. So like each house is gonna have like its own thing. So it's gonna have like a blacksmith, an apothecary, an inn, a pub, a butcher, like a taxidermist sort of idea, like a shooting range, a potentially an armory. Like I was talking to Ludorev, and he's like, he's making stables in one of his houses. I was like, that's a really cool idea too. I'm like, I have so many random ideas for the houses. And they're all going to be kind of different, and this space is super weird. So I'm like really struggling with like mentally how I'm going to lay out this housing area, because it's supposed to be going to be all of this area, like everything throughout here. But man, is it going to be weird. Not my strong suit, so we'll see what happens. Actual medieval village, that's insane. Yeah. It'll be nuts. And I like the idea is that each build will sort of be its like own thing as well. Really hard to see. Definitely gonna have to place these again. Right. Think, well, I might do all of them. I don't Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be like King's Landing. So, I mean, we got to do all the houses and stuff. Where are all the people gonna live? Gotta have somewhere, right? Cool angle from down here too. This might need to go like one deeper. Figure out these proportions at some point. And we got to get lighting and all this stuff. Like, oh, so much. Luckily, though, since I went through and deleted so much random stuff in the world, it's allowing me to build. Like, I got a couple crashes. I had so much built. In the world, like, it finally was saying, like, all right. I would come in and I'd auto-deposit in here with all the chests, and it would literally crash the game when I pressed my inventory. And I was like, okay, we're finally hitting the, it was memory limits. Like, it literally said, like, check and make sure you have enough memory. And I was like, all right, well, we're finally hitting that limit of, like, maximum items. And then I realized I just had so much garbage around the map. So many blueprints. I still have like all these blueprints placed in like these areas and stuff too that I haven't like built and stuff over there. But I had realized, I was like, why do I have, like, I wanted to do sort of how this goes over the sandbox. I had like stem all the way, blueprints around the entire sandbox of stems. And I was like, let's delete those until we get to that point, because that may never come. Like, I may never end up covering this whole sandbox. It may not be able to handle it. So I was like, let's delete that and do what we can do. See what happens. I also put some lighting in these plants, so they look a little bit cooler at night now. Found the ghost blueprints, just like in the original forest, really legged the game, yeah. So it's like, I still have blueprints, but exponentially less. Because, I mean, I probably had, and if you think about every single one, I had thousands of random blueprints. Easily. And then, like, stuff like this that was, like, clipping through walls and stuff. Just really weird. So I'm, like, slowly just cleaning up. There were a lot of ambitious ideas that, like, for future builds, and I never really expected this sandbox build to take this long. I mean, I did, but at the same time, like, I had no plan, like, no idea if I was gonna keep building, if I wasn't, like, until they added New Game Plus, I really wasn't sure what my future was with Grounded. Because I was at the point where I was getting bored. But New Game Plus changed the game. Just enough for me. I've really enjoyed just getting to replay the story here and there. Adding in the new items and the new weapons and all that stuff has really, like, revitalized my passion for building in the game. And having one specific project, too, has really made a big difference. Like, just being like, this is what I want to fill the whole sandbox, and I'm not stopping until we get there. Forest was such a good game. I love building in that one. It's a shame they really fucked up the sequel. I never played the original, but I watched like See-Through play The Forest, and I was like, this looks bad. Nothing about the building looked enjoyable to me watching him do it. I was like, it just looks like a pain. And that's what I just can't get down with. Like, that's why I love grounded building, is like the collecting has its moments where it's excessive at times, the grind. But overall, I thoroughly enjoy the fact that I can, like, blueprint and move things really easily. You get your items back when you destroy stuff. Like, every aspect of Grounded's building is so enjoyable compared to the vast majority of games. They just did such a good job with it. And it definitely wasn't there in the beginning. Like, it's changed a lot since that first little bit. These colors do not work. Dude. was it dark blue? That. Almost looks like the same color as the ash cement. Better than the white. Like eggshell, whatever. Oh, I'll come up with some pattern that makes sense. Maybe the T's just too big. Look like if I do that. He needs to go lower, I don't know. Like... Neither of them feel quite right yet, but get there. There's something that makes sense here. I don't know what it is. Actual island was terrifying if you had no idea where anything was. I know so little about it, it's hard to say. For me, it's like that style. It's the reason I don't play like Sons of the Forest and so many survival games that I think are maybe more... They have a building aspect to them, but they're really more about like survival, like Rust and Ark. I don't like that. Like the character design and look of things just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, the style. I really like stylized, like artistically built game for building. That's why. Like I love Subnautica. Not that the building was necessarily mechanically interesting, but it was so beautiful because the art style is just immaculate. Like that's what made it fun. Like Grounded to me is gorgeous. It's just so unique in styling. That's what makes me enjoy building so much more than just like a good survival game. Sorry about that. Oh. Very first time in the undershed with nothing but a torch with spiders everywhere brought back those feelings of exploring the caves and the forest. Too shame that more places were not. I wish that I could build in the undershed, man. That would be so nice. I would love that so much. Be so fun. The undershed is such a well-designed little area, in my opinion. I freaking love it. It definitely hits that like fear factor really well. They did a very good job with the undershed. And it is horrifying the first time you do it. I was so afraid of the undershed when I first found it. So scary. Try one higher. There is a way to do it, but you have to clip outside of the map and then build back in. Video of a guy doing it. Yeah. I'm sure I could make it, do it, and it'd be fine, but it's also one of those, like... It'd be a really cool spot to build a base. Just love this, like, undershed base. There's something about it that would look really cool. You could also make it so like it'd be very simple and easy to like collect all the lint, like build little baskets and stuff. Like I think that's what I really enjoyed early on in Grounded is like I made a little gnat farm where you could like kill all the gnats and they fell into your little basket. And like you could gather all of the bodies. And you can do that in the vast majority of the yard, but then there's like just a couple places where it'd be so nice. I think it's like I wish they would have done it in New Game Plus. They would have given you land rights. Dang it. I literally told myself, don't use the last ones. And I did it anyway. just like the Ghost Nat, like, they didn't intend for it to be in survival, so they removed it, but I'm like, I wish when they add, it's New Game Plus at that point, like, let us break the game completely at that point. Like, that is what I want. I want to break the game. Oh my ash. I ruined everything. That's the hardest part about this base, is the whole concept is can't use every single item. Or then you have to put it back in a chest to auto-deposit it. Why the excessively used items are on the very bottom. To be honest, without the net, I probably would have quit playing because, or the net, because the stuff I wanted would have been impossible. Oh, it's same. That is a massive reason. The gnat is why I fell in love with building. Like that, I loved building. I really enjoyed the pagoda, but it was, in terms of like building mega builds, it was so labor intensive in the beginning without the handy gnat. And then they added the handy gnat, and I was like, this is the best building game ever made. And every game needs god mode of some kind. Difference with simple base I was able to build the first time through versus what I'm building now. You can't compare. It's like, I built, it did not have all these details, but I built without the handy gnat. I built to here. I built this tower up to this level. That floor is. Now, it didn't have all the details, but it was like a rough outline in a box, and like maybe some of this. It was miserable. It was so much effort scaffolding your way up. I had built a square box tower up to this level with just a flat floor. I was like, I was determined because I really wanted to, but man, it was so much work. So much more effort. As soon as they added the handy gnat, I was like contemplating, because I was just starting to make content and stuff. I was like, do I really want to like go do the handy gnat thing? I feel like people are going to be annoying about it. Because there were some people that, like, on See-Through's channel that were, like, complaining, like, it's cheating or whatever. And I was like, because you had to make your game custom at that point. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And I finally was like, why do I care? If it allows me to pump out more content, like, isn't that the whole goal? And I said, screw it. I don't give one crap about anyone else's opinion. And I just sent it, and I never looked back. I'm the biggest supporter of this edition in the game because it's so good. Wait. They were one level higher. They need to go one more. Don't look much higher when you're down this low. Loving it though. Base turned up. Alrighty. Holy cow, what progress. Feel the people that complain like that don't actually have a life and can sit there literally like 10 hours doing nothing but play this. I mean, I have no life, but that's because I'm making content on the game. And it's like what I realized. I was watching a streamer, and they were like, if it's a single, you can't cheat in a single player game. It's physically impossible. You cannot cheat in a single player game. Like, it is made to play the way you want to play it. Like, that is the whole idea behind it. And I was like, that is the most common sense thing I've ever heard. Why would I ever, like, you can't cheat. Because you're not, like, it affects no one but your own playthrough. So it's like, you get to play the game however you want and mess with it however you want at the end of the day. So if you have fun playing it a specific way, like, adjust all the settings to build better. Like, originally, I played on WoW mode on this world for 500-600 days, and I beat the whole game. I beat every boss on WoW, and it gets to a certain point where you're like, okay, that's enough of that. I need something else. Like, I gotta switch it up. I can't just keep playing on WoW mode and getting my butt whooped. That's why all the content creators left, because they left themselves with literally nothing else to do. That's why we're going strong and we can keep playing this game, is because I tailored to play it the way I want to play it at the end of it. And that's what made it continually be fun. Is go down. Good, my friend. Keep it up. Thank you. 4. 4. Like one more on this side. See if I like this better or not. Okay. Less. I like that these ones like in the middle of the thing, but maybe they need to go down to like here. There's a lot of ash cement. Maybe less is more. Keep it 4. Screw it. Definitely am hitting that point where like you can definitely use too much ash cement. You and your wife like Stardew give Sunhaven. Oh yeah, I wanted to look that up. Get over and search it. Got it pulled up on my. I can at least look at it later. Sick. Alrighty, I'm gonna call it here. Getting pretty tired, honestly. Got a long week ahead of us, right? It's only Tuesday. Many streams to come, and if we finish this build, like, I have to start on this house. On the houses, I'm scared. Genuinely scared of what I'm gonna do with this housing district, so I don't want to approach that yet. I need some time to like think it out, so we can't finish this too fast. We have a lot of work on the inside, but the outside's getting really close to done already. But man, these stairs, everything's turning out really good. I'm really happy with it. But I appreciate everyone hanging out for the night. It's good to be back. Feels like it's been months I played this game with everyone, so glad I got to catch up with everyone. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.